We're here to bring real solutions to real problems affecting real people today. With your support, you can join us in becoming part of the solution and a part of this movement.
Good morning, everybody. I am on my way to Palm Springs from upstate New York. I travel by van, and I'm doing this video because I'm in prototype number 1, which has a different setup for tying the chair down to the van. When we hit Rochester, I'm going to switch into prototype number 2, where we have changed the location of the tie downs to allow the suspension to function while I'm riding in the van. And I want to both show you, which I don't know if you'll be able to see because this camera stabilizes way too well, but I'll talk about it. I can tell you that it's awfully rough without being able to actuate the suspension while riding in a vehicle. Putting the tie downs below the point of suspension should allow the suspension to behave more like a suspension. To that note, here's to the trip, and I will see you again at RapAdapt. Alright, we are at RapAdapt to pick up prototype number 2. We're going to take a look at it. It is the Endurance Powerchair prototype, and our second one. Taking the second one to Freedom Fest and the Anthem Film Festival for the debut of our documentary. Of course, you see Ken, who's driving me most of the way there, and a considerable amount of the way back. It's good to have a professional driver. He's really good at what he does. And we can see Devin waiting for us. Say hi, everybody. You're on camera. Devin's our main mechanical engineer, and this is the prototype. How far did we get? So we got to do the side covers? Yeah. And
yeah, got to do the side covers.
Okay. Okay. And you're all right with me borrowing the charger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would use the...
Ken can take the charger to pack in the van. What are the gears?
What?
Are those gears?
Yeah.
Straps. Okay. So if you look at the front of this chair, you see those green metal plates sticking out with the holes. We changed the mounting point for the tie-down spots so that the air suspension remains functioning when I'm riding in the vehicle. And I think Ken can take care of taking all the accessories in, and then I will get in a different chair, and we'll move my seat cushion over, and then I will get in that chair. Go. All right, while they're packing that, I'm going to switch chairs, and I will see you from a new chair. I am in prototype number 2, which Devin facilitated. Devin of RapAdapt. I think you can go to rapadapt.com to learn about Devin and RapAdapt. Let me make sure I get that shirt in there with the logo. And I'm in prototype number 2. I want you to meet Greg Hartman. Greg has experience with accessibility. He's made both motorcycles and lawnmowers accessible for wheelchair users. I think that's amazing. You can see there's another prototype right there, right, with the big wheels. We can put big wheels on these. We can put any wheels on these. And let's see where they move the other one. I think it's in here. Yep, there it is. We go into the shop. And we'll go through the curtain and look. That's prototype number 1. There are some differences between 1 and 2. But without Devin Hamilton, without RapAdapt, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have a single prototype. Now we have at least 2. There's kind of a third over there that we can't play with. But, you know, here's the good work. Hello again, everybody. I am in prototype number 2. The chair, we have lowered the mounting points where we put the straps to lock the chair into a vehicle. I am now on a road that I'm very familiar with traveling, I-90 in New York. Very rough previously, but now that I'm sitting on my own suspension and it can actuate and work the way it's supposed to, I'm not feeling a thing. One simple little improvement that we made, and now traveling the country in a wheelchair, for me particularly, and anybody else who's sensitive to bumps, is so much better. I have broken bones over bumps. That's never going to happen again, and I am so thrilled. It's an amazing improvement. It's so simple to improve, but because it's open hardware, we can and did do it. Hello again. We have just arrived at our Vice President's home for a stop on the way to Palm Springs. And Matt, who is also the Chief of Research and Design and our Vice President, has a surprise for me, which I can see and you cannot. But you'll be able to see it in just a minute. This is only the 3rd time in my life this has happened. Let me maneuver around and get out of the van. There we go. You see that? That is a ramp that he has built for me to go into his house. The first person to do that, I was 8 years old. It was my babysitter. She brought me to her home to eat cream of wheat and play video games. Second person is my buddy up the road, Timothy Perry. And he put in just a really little ramp to his back door so I could get in for a New Year's Eve party. And that's still there. So when I go see Timmy, I can go into his house. Now, Matt, how did you build this? What's it made out of?
Actually, I had a couple of wooden ramps that I use for loading my trailer when I need to, and I had some plywood laying around, and then Tom said he wanted something for grip, so I found some indoor-outdoor carpet that I figured would work pretty well, and we got it edged, so he's got bumpers, because, you know, things aren't always easy for Tom to see on the ground.
Now, is this to scale, or so it's a legal run, or is it just so that I can use it?
This is temporary, nothing permanent. It's so Tom can get in the house, but I don't see anything wrong with the stability. There's a little bump off the end on the top.
Not a problem for this chair.
Which isn't a problem for the chair, no. So I just wanted to make something so we could get him in the house rather than him having to be.
You want to grab that door first so that I'm not stuck on the landing?
Absolutely.
Let's go see Matt's home. Look at that, right in. There's Amber. Say hi, Amber.
Hello.
One of Tom's favorite things, coffee.
Well, Amber is my hero. She made coffee. So look at that. A little ingenuity, a little kindness, and I am in somebody else's home. Thank you, Matt.
You're very welcome.
All right. We just spent the night at Matt Lacey's house. He was kind enough to put in a ramp and do some last minute work, built the chair and my van. Tires rotated, new brake pads on the van, decals on the wheelchair.
Okay, there you go.
Yep. And I am attempting to back down.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
You know, the more you talk, the harder this is.
Sorry.
Okay. A touch kind of on purpose. Am I square with the ramp?
You're almost in the center.
Okay. It's like I've done this before. Backing down the ramp because that's always safer when you're not
Stop.
very familiar.
Tree. There you go.
Not too bad. Okay.
All right.
There we go.
I was worried that was going to be the biggest issue.
Yeah, it's not a big issue. So, I'm down the ramp. Whenever you're not confident in going down a slope, back down, right? Because the front wheels are in front, right? And I don't have leg rests because I don't need them, and that makes the little front tipsy. We have a plan for fixing that for me and anybody else who doesn't need leg rests. But nice and simple, and the van looks great, and so does Matt. Thank you, Matt, for everything you've done in the last 24 hours.
Absolutely. Got your back.
All right, off to Memphis now.